Welcome to Straight Out of Savannah, Talking with Tammi, a podcast that showcases people you may not know who are choosing to use their gifts to inspire and move the planet.
Thank you so much for joining us on Straight Out of Savannah, Talking with Tammi. My guest, Greta Kephart, is here, and she is going to explain exactly who she is and what it is that she does and how she can help you. So, Greta, take it away.
Hi, thank you so much for having me. I'm so excited. So like Tammi said, my name is Greta Kephart. I live in Virginia Beach with my dog, Cosmo. He's a Husky. It's my baby. So I work full-time in a civilian position with our police department down here in Virginia Beach. I'm what you call a precinct desk officer. I am the backbone, the administrative person for our police officers, and I absolutely love what I do. So I do that full-time. My part-time job is a personal trainer and fitness nutritionist at One Life Fitness down here in Virginia Beach also. So I focus on weight training and reducing inflammation and helping people come up with meal recipes and meal plans that are tailored to their goals. So I've been at that gym for almost a year now, and I just love being in this space. And I also have an online wellness company that promotes health and wellness products. So it all ties in together.
That is awesome. That's awesome. That really is awesome. So how did you decide that that was an area that you wanted to get into? I mean, were you a person that was always working out, or, were you always, beautiful and fit as you are? What inspired you to get, involved in the health and wellness industry?
Well, I appreciate that. Thank you. So this was not always a thing in my life. My background is actually in psychology. I have a bachelor. Yes. My bachelor's is in psych with a concentration on behavioral psych, so behavioral modification. And then my master's is in criminal behavior. So I know.
Okay.
The behavioral mod piece really flows though with the fitness industry, because it's all about changing habits and modification. So
yes,
that background was helpful. I got started in the health and wellness space in 2017. I had gone through some serious health problems of my own. I had gained 20 pounds in stress weight. I was fatigued. I was on meds for anxiety and depression. I was struggling with sleep. My workout suffered. I was just in a real bad way, mentally and physically. So I had tried everything that I could to come out of it, and nothing was helping me. So the company that I'm with now, I started taking their products, and within 2 months, I was feeling so much better. So I joined them to promote the products. And after I was feeling even better about myself, I went through ACE, the American Council of Exercise, and got all my certs. So I started with the health coaching cert, and then I moved into the more specific areas with regards to the personal training, fitness, nutrition, weight management. So I use my own story to kind of inspire and show other people, like, there is a way out of it. It's not easy, but there is a way out. It just takes a whole lot of mindset shifting and a whole lot of work and determination. So the last 4 years being in this space have been absolutely incredible with the people I've been meeting and helping. Just the stories I hear, they mirror my own so much. So I'm very, very understanding towards people who are struggling with regards to fitness and nutrition, mental health. And then with the police officers, seeing them, 5 days a week, seeing what they're dealing with regards to stress and health. Yes. Right? Yeah, they are in dire need of resources. So I can use all of my own resources to be a support for them.
Yes.
So I talk to a lot of officers about what they can do for their own health and wellness. So it's all tied in together. Yeah, when I tell people my background is psychology, they're like, what? I know. When I grew up, I wanted to be Clarice Starling, but now I'm a personal trainer. So
I was gonna say, I love it. That's the thing. I said, when I grew up, I wanted to be an OBGYN. I'm so thankful I didn't do that.
Yeah. I'm glad I didn't, because I feel like the FBI, the behavioral unit, would be extremely stressful. So I'm glad that health and wellness became a thing in my life, because this is truly my passion. I get excited every day.
I was going to say, and you know what? I could see that the psychology would help you even in that, because you already know that psychology is one of the things that's behind helping people to change their mindset and their behaviors and all that stuff. So that probably really, really did help a lot. The thing is a lot of times when we do these things, we don't realize where we're going to go with it. It's like spirit knows, but we don't know.
Right. Yeah. Like I was athletic growing up, but I never did like organized sports. I was always like just very active and involved in like backyard games, nothing competitive. So moving into something a little bit more tailored towards helping others, it's just kind of like a shift, especially since where I was 6 years ago. Like where I was 6 years ago, I wasn't helping nobody, like, because I was a mess. Like,
you needed your own help, huh?
Yeah, I needed my own help. And I'm just so grateful for the backbone and the support that I had for me to get through it. Now I can be that for somebody else. And it's an incredible feeling to come full circle and be that support for somebody. Because like 6 years ago, it was rough.
So now you're at a place where you can hold space for other people and be able to not judge. So now let's talk about that. Because I know that in this area, it's so people always say, they're not judgmental and they're not going to judge. And I say that as well, because I don't really do it. However, I know that it's got to be difficult in the arena that you're in not to. So how do you deal with that? Because I know, because you watch the 600-pound life people, and I don't know about you, but used to be the first thing I would think is, how did they allow themselves to get there? You know what I mean? And not realizing at the time when I would think that, that I was being judgmental, and that's one of the things for me. I've tried really, really, really hard, and I pride myself on not being judgmental, because I've seen a lot of things, and I know that the world isn't perfect. It's not flat. It's not perfect, and nobody in it is, so I that's one of the things I pride myself in, is just really being non-judgmental and being more what's that word? Empathetic toward people, so how do you deal with that? Because I know that has to be something that probably came up at some point at one.
Oh yeah. I feel for the people on that show, because there's something else going on, and that's right. There's always, it starts up here, and that's what I tell all my clients. It's up here first and foremost.
Yes.
Fix this first. So I just know with the psych background that we're going to dive into bigger issues. Like when I meet with a client for the first time and it's a consultation, I ask the standard questions. When's the last time you worked out? What's your nutrition like? And then it gets deeper and deeper as they get more comfortable with me. And it's always something up here. Something is triggering their emotions to reach for the chocolate or the potato chips. And I rein in my own feelings by remembering where I was. I was like, I wouldn't want somebody judging me because I'm going through a tough time.
Yes.
You know what I mean? Like, I understand where they're coming from because I was there. And I'm very open with my new clients about that. I let them know, like, I get it. I totally get where you're coming from. I don't look like it. Like, I don't look the same way that I did 6 years ago, because I really had to work on it. But I will, like, just today, I went back and showed a client an old photo of me from 6 years ago, just to see, so she could see the progress that I've made and that it is possible.
Yes.
Because they need to see that. They need to see that I'm not perfect. I have my own struggles.
Yes.
and you know, a lot of our coaches and trainers, they have their own coaches and trainers that they work with.
Yes.
Right. Yeah. I mean,
Yes.
in all aspects of the world, people, business coaches, fitness coach, they all have somebody in their corner.
And you should.
Yeah, exactly. Because you can always learn more. You can always pick up something from somebody who's doing more than what you're doing.
It's like massage therapists. I mean, you can't massage yourself, but you need somebody to massage you.
Right. Yeah, it's not the same. Yeah, it's not this. Yeah, yeah. Like I tell people I have a mentor, and they're like, "For what?" I said, "For everything." It's like she's a mentor in the friendship space. She's a mentor in the business space because she's doing what I want to do. So
yes,
I'm going to surround myself with those people, and that's what I tell my. That you need to get around people who are going to support you and not judge you. And it's always a struggle, especially around the holidays, because, you know, people with the food and the gatherings. Yes. And I tell them, I said, you're going to get backlash when you start completely declining food and alcohol. You're going to get backlash, but you need to stand fast because you're on a journey, and this journey is for you.
Yes.
Nobody else has to understand it but you. And it's hard. But I tell them you got to push through it because you have goals for yourself. And people are going to hate on you no matter what.
I was going to say, you're acknowledging the fact that it's hard, and also showing them, you know, that it can be done, because that ultimately is the thing, especially in the weight loss arena, you know, because I've had a trainer before. Matter of fact, I've had 2 or 3 because I knew I needed, you know, some help, you know, I'm a big girl. But, and I noticed that when I was younger and I had a trainer, of course I was smaller too, but, I looked at her and I thought, Lord Jesus, she is about as big as a twig. You know, this was a thought. It's like, can she really help me? You know, because at the time I was thick, not as thick as I am now, fluffy, I call myself. But I was thick, you know, I had my second baby. So, you know, I was a little thick, and I was like, okay, I want to, you know, get myself more cut and all this stuff. But then I looked at this girl and I thought, Lord Jesus, can she help me? Because she is like a twig, you know, it's like, you know, in your mind, you're looking at people going, okay, so she probably looked like that all her life, you know, because this is how we think, right? When I thought if she had done like you did, show me a picture, you know, where she came from or whatever, if she had something like that, then that probably would have made me feel better. You know, now I did get beyond all that so I could trust her so that she could help me. But that was a process. So how do you deal with people that are there where they have to get to a place where they can trust you? Is that one of the things you do, is you show them, you know, the before and after? Because people are like that. They're like, oh, they're 500 pounds and you're, you know, 125. And they're like, she don't understand me. Yeah.
And that's the thing. And just how you said, like, people who are overweight are getting judged. The trainers are getting judged too.
Yeah.
They're sizing us up right back. And I've seen it firsthand because I'm 36. I'm relatively old for a trainer compared to my counterparts. A lot of them are in their 20s. So I'm on the older side of things. And I'm okay with that.
But you have experience and you know.
And I'm okay with that. Like, that's fine. Like, that's cool. But I see the younger trainers catching flack, age alone.
Yeah.
The older crowd does not want to work with the 20-somethings because they feel like they're not knowledgeable in their field, and that's not the case. So yeah, just as much as the clients feel they're getting judged, the trainers are getting it too. So I try to make everybody feel as comfortable as possible. Like a bunch of my new clients, when they come in, they're absolutely petrified to be in the gym. Walking through those doors alone invokes such anxiety for them because they feel like they're being judged. They don't know what they're doing. They don't know where to start. So I always take them around the gym the first 5 minutes and show them where everything is. And we have this cute little circuit room. It's off to the side. It's isolated. We always start there because there's machines and weights in that room. So we always go there so they can get comfortable just being around the machines and the equipment before we venture off to where everybody else is, because it can be intimidating. I was intimidated when I started going to a gym.
Me too.
Right? I wanted no part of that because of the whole feeling of being judged or ridiculed. And I tell them, I'm like, people are minding their business. They're really not paying you any mind, but they're not going to take my word for it. They have to see it for themselves, that it's an easing process. It's making them feel comfortable, because I want them to be there. I want them to take control of their health and at the same time comfortable doing it. And it's why I tell people too, I said, if you're not sure about what you need to do, where you need to start, talk to one of the trainers, get a coach, get somebody that can work with you to help alleviate your anxiety. Because I mean, you're paying for the member, like you're paying to be here, but if your stress and anxiety is so high that you can't even get through the doors, get some backup, get somebody to be with you and show you, because it's all about your health. That's our end game, is to get you healthy. Like my big thing is to work myself out of a job. My end game, my end goal for me as a trainer is to arm my clients with the knowledge and tools that they don't need me anymore. That's my goal. It's just to work myself out of a job, because I don't want to be a crutch either. I want them to be armed to be able to come in and go off on their own. So
that's awesome. So definitely you are more into empowerment.
Yes. I'm very much, I got your back. I'm here for you. But our goal is to make it so that you can come in and you've got that confidence to go out on your own and, strike out. Yeah. Very much empowerment. Yeah. Because that's the crowd that I had behind me when I was going through it.
Yes. Now, do you work with men, women, or anybody?
So I'll work with anybody. My clientele right now is all females, and their age range is vast. I have 20 something all the way up to almost 70.
Wow.
Yeah, so it's a nice age range. And they're just a great group of girls, like amazing.
Wow,
yeah.
70? That is so interesting.
Yeah. And she's tough chica. She comes in every week and does what she needs to do. And she's getting stronger. She told me she was checking herself out in the mirror the other day. I said, yes, girl.
That's what's up.
Yeah, feel yourself. Yeah.
So see, you're at that perfect spot where she can look at you and not, look at you and say, oh, she's just 20, 21 or whatever. She's had some life and she's been through some stuff, Yeah. Because that really, that's what people look at. They're like, oh, honey, because I see they'll look at the young ones. They're like, oh, honey, you too young. You don't even know.
Yeah.
And that's not true. Like you said.
Yeah. Because they know what they're doing. It's a perception thing.
Yes.
It's the perception thing, because they try to pair us up with whoever the client is going to be the most compatible with. That's how they do it. It's not always us signing up the client. Sometimes they meet with the director and then they pass them off to whoever think would be a good fit.
Gotcha.
Yeah.
So where do you see yourself with your training in the next, say, 5-10 years?
So the ultimate goal for me is I want to do my health and wellness product stuff full time. That's the dream, to do the business from home and to do the personal training stuff also. I would love to be working exclusively with first responders, because they are in such dire need of assistance and resources. I would love to do something within the city of Virginia Beach, working exclusively with, the firefighters, the police officers, rescue, because they are in dire need of all kinds of help.
So do you see that as being like a nonprofit, or how would you do it?
I speak a lot to them at work already. They get a lot of free resources from me already. If the city were to create a position, I would absolutely jump all over that. If they created like a health coach position for the workers, I would jump all over that in a minute, because I feel like it's needed. They are in real dire need of resources because of the hours they work, what their job entails. It's stressful, and it takes a toll.
it's insane.
Yeah. Yeah.
I can, and you're right. It's like they need so much help and they need so much support.
Yeah.
But, and in this climate, it's almost like everything is getting to the place where the things that they used to have on target for that kind of stuff, they don't have anymore. Like they used to have a whole department and stuff just for that years ago. But now it's like, okay, so they probably condensed this department into something else and added something else. It's like, okay, no, they need help. They need even just somebody that they can just talk to.
Right. And that's
what I
that's
mean?
what I do. They come and talk to me when I'm in the office about, whatever they have questions with, and I'll answer their questions. I'm not going to say, no, I'm going to send you a bill. No, talk to me. Like, I'm here to help you. Right? Like,
this is why I'm here.
Right. This is what I went to school for. This is why I'm at the gym, because I legitimately care about people's health. It's no fun feeling sick and tired all the time, because I know how that feels. It's miserable.
Yes, that is so real. Yeah, you and I have similar aspirations in that area, because I am so sick of looking at people that are dying in their mid to late 40s to their mid 60s.
Yeah.
I'm tired of it. And it's just become such an epidemic. It's like every day you see somebody 45, 50, even some kids in their 30s, but still 45, 50, 55, dying. And it doesn't matter. It doesn't matter about the socioeconomic. People that have like plenty of money are dropping dead. Yeah. And it's like, so it's not that, you know what I mean? It's like at one time people would say, oh, well, it's lower socioeconomic groups and blah, 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 blah. But no.
No, because if you step outside our gym, and we're in the bougie area down here in Raw Beach, you step outside my gym, you got Taco Bell, you got Burger King, you got barbecue places. So yeah, it's not a class problem. Like it's a society problem as a whole.
Exactly.
And that's the biggest struggle my clients have when they walk out the gym. They're hungry, and this is what they have available to them. And like, you got to resist the urge. Like,
it's like, you got to leave that junk alone.
Yeah, exactly. Because I'm like, you just came in here and worked out, burned all these calories, and then you're going to basically undo your workout. Like, no, resist the urge.
Go put them right back on.
Exactly. You got to resist. And if you just look at where the gyms are located and then look at what's around them, it's pretty much the same setup everywhere. It's fast food.
You are so right. I just thought about that, because I'm thinking about the gym that's across the street from our house, and then you have Wendy's right across the street, Kentucky Fried, Popeyes is down the street, McDonald's is about a half a block down, so as soon as they pull out, they got all those places that they can go, and you're right about it.
Yeah. The gym just down the road from me, right next door, is a Chinese place. Across the parking lot's a Dairy Queen. So it's like, yeah.
So you can either go get Chinese fast food, or you can go get Dairy Queen.
Right. Yeah.
It's amazing when you think about that, It's like,
it's stressful as somebody in the field, because it makes my job harder, because the food is the hard part. That's what I tell my clients. Like, the food is the hard part. Getting the workouts in, that's easy compared to that temptation of food, because commercials, the radio, all that stuff. The smells, right. It's all right there in your face.
As soon as you walk out the gym and you hungry,
yeah,
you done worked and burned all that stuff off, and then you smell Kentucky Fried, and you're like,
yeah.
And then you don't want to do. People don't want to do this and say, okay, well, I'll go to Kentucky Fried, but I'll get the chicken, and then I'll get the string beans.
No, they
want the mashed potatoes.
Yeah,
with the gravy.
Yeah. Because they're hungry.
Or they want the French fries, or
Yeah. And it's we have a really great shake place just down the way a little bit from the gym, and I send all my clients there because all of their shakes are amazing. They're healthy. It's a little mom and pop place. I'm like, hit that place before you even go to your car. That way you have something in your tummy So you're not hungry when you're driving by all these restaurants.
That smells so good.
Yeah, the barbecue place smells amazing. That's the first thing I smell when I leave the gym, is right there. And I'm just,
you're like, whew, should I stop?
You're right. I'm like, somebody's cooking up some pork. Like, yeah.
Right.
Yeah. Mm-hmm.
I know. So do you encourage your clients to eat a certain type of meal, or what do you do? Do you base it on like do you do like a personal recommendations for what they should eat, or how does that work?
Yeah. Yeah. So at their initial meeting, I always ask them, walk me through a day. What does a day look like for you nutrition wise? And they break down all their meals for me. And based on what they tell me, I make recommendations. So my motto is everything in moderation, because I'm a firm believer, right? I'm a firm believer in, once you start cutting out foods, you're going to crave them, you're going to binge, and you're going to feel guilty. You might even quit because you're like, oh, well, I can't do this. So I tell them, unless you have a medical condition that says you cannot have a certain food, eat that food. Because it's all about making lifestyle changes, because you're going to go to a restaurant and you're going to be faced with decisions. So I'm trying to teach these people, have this instead of this. It's that willpower thing. It's that sustainable lifestyle change, because these fad diets out there, oh, they hurt my head. Like I just can't with some of these diets that get promoted. I can't. So yeah. I tell my clients, I said, you have a best friend coming into town that you haven't seen in 20 years, have a glass of wine if you're able to. Absolutely. That's a celebration. Don't feel bad about it. You're watching football one Sunday, absolutely have some pizza and wings. Just get back on it Monday when you wake up. Like, just fit it into your day. Yeah.
See, and that's good.
Mm-hmm.
Because I'm the same way. People are like, well, I want to try this new diet. And I'm like, I don't do diets.
Right.
What I do is just like you said, everything in moderation. I eat whatever I want. I just don't usually eat that much of it.
Exactly. And I tell them too, meet your needs first. If you're craving something sugary, have some frozen fruit with a little bit of yogurt. Okay. Just get that sweet tooth out of the way. Maybe sprinkle in some dark chocolate chips, because that'll probably alleviate whatever it is you think you want. Yeah. And if you're really hungry, that apple is going to look good. If that apple doesn't
and that's
good,
perfect.
Right. If that apple doesn't look good, then you're not hungry, you're bored. Because if you're hungry, you're going to eat. Like, yeah. So it's retraining the brain a lot.
That's awesome. And also giving choices too.
Yes. Yeah. Give them choices. And I tell them, like, when they're going out to eat, look at the menu before you go. That way you have an idea.
Gotcha.
And then when they bring the food out, maybe have them split the portions immediately. Get half of that to go from the jump, so that you're not having this plate of food in front of you that you feel like you have to eat all at once. Split it up.
Yes. Because you know what I find too is that people with those mindsets from like years ago, or like my husband is one of 11 children. Mm-hmm. So his mindset around food was way different. He didn't want, you can waste no food and all this. And I'm like, listen, you can't be doing that, because you're getting older. Mm-hmm. So you gotta, not just because I don't finish it doesn't mean you need to. Mm-hmm. I said, because I eat until I'm done. And then when I'm done, I'm done. I'm not eating anything else. I don't care what you say.
Yeah. Yeah. And in some cultures, that's offensive. If you don't eat all of your food, it's offensive. So people struggle with this component also.
Yes, because it's the way a lot of us were raised, eat all your food on your plate, mm-hmm. And back then I think the children where were they starving at when I was little? I think in China. Because there were always starving children somewhere. Mm-hmm.
Right, yeah.
In different generations, they were starving at different places.
Yes, and we heard it. Well, there's starving kids who love to have what you have. Oh yeah, I heard it too. Yeah. Mm-hmm. Yeah.
They're starving over there and wherever, and they would love to have that food. And you know what was funny? My little brother, I think my dad said that to him one day, and my little brother went and got a box, and he was going to pack up the food and send it to him.
His heart's in the right place. Yeah.
He was like, well, if they want it, then let me just send it to them. Oh God. Anyway, that was so funny.
Yeah, and that's the thing. We're having to break like generational stuff.
Yes. Yes.
Because I mean, I'm the one, like when I go to a family function, I tend to bring my own food, and some people get really upset about it. And it's like, well, what you're cooking, I'm not going to eat because it's not conducive to my goals. Like my bad. They get upset with
And
me.
there's nothing wrong with that.
Yeah, some people get really upset.
I mean, I think it's perfect because at least you don't do like some of us in one of my groups. People ask when you have a family gathering, do you eat the food or something like that? They were asking. And some people said, no, or, I said, well, for us, it depended on which side of the family reunion it was. Some of them, one side, they couldn't cook, so we never ate. Mm-hmm. But we would get the food and take it with us, and then we would go someplace to eat.
Yes. Yeah.
And if you take your own food, then you're good.
Yeah. Yeah. I'm like, I will listen to you jaw at me because I brought my own. That's fine. But at least I know by the end I'm doing right for my body. And I'm like, sorry that you're offended. I got nothing for you.
Well, because also too, when they have a lot of times when we have family gatherings, they're not thinking about nutrition. They're having mashed potatoes, macaroni and cheese, potato salad, and no vegetables. Mm-hmm. Fried chicken or fried pork chops or fried fish or fried whatever. Yeah. So they're not thinking about, your nutrition or anything like that. They're thinking about, what can they make big that can feed a lot of people a lot of times,
They're thinking
and so, mashed potatoes.
Mm-hmm. Yep.
So you're right. I think that's perfect. All right. So we're going to wrap up here. I want you to share something that would encourage somebody that you work with.
Okay. So I'm going to share my favorite quote. Have you ever read Jen Sincero? Have you read her books?
Yes.
Yes.
I actually heard it on YouTube.
Yes. Love her. I had the opportunity to meet her a few years ago in DC.
Did you?
I did. My friend and I, we went up there to see her. She did a book signing and she was giving like a motivational speech. So we went to dinner and we're sitting there waiting for our table, and she came in behind us and we're like, so we're freaking out. And she looks at us and she's like, do I know you? I said, no, but we know you. We're here to see you. So she signed our books for us right there. And she talked with us while she was waiting for her own table. I have a picture with her. She is
nice.
She is somebody that you can approach and she is going to be completely amazing. So I just love her. But my favorite quote that I love to share is, if it's something that you really want, you'll find a way. If not, you'll find an excuse. That quote from her has resonated with me since I went through my own stuff, because it's absolutely right. If you really want something, nothing's going to stop you from getting it. Your why is that strong. And that's what I tell my clients. I said, this is something you really want to do. Nothing's going to stop you. And just the client that I had today, she's going through some real personal issues at home. She still managed to come to the gym and see me.
Wow.
And I told her that today. I said, you could have hung it up and said, I'm done. I can't do this anymore. I'm too stressed out, but you're here. Like, your why is that strong. You know why you're here. You're remembering why you started with me. So that is one of my favorite quotes ever. If you really want
That's
it.
Awesome too.
Yeah.
You know, what's amazing is that was a discussion that I had with in my coaching program. I said, the thing that I'm learning is, because they were on us about, our pricing and all that stuff, because, a lot of times when you start in this arena, your prices are like low, you know what I mean? And it's like, because you, in your mind, you're thinking, oh, I want everybody to have opportunity to get this and blah, blah, blah. But then you don't realize that you really don't. You really don't. Yeah. You want the people that really want it to get it, the people that really need it to get it, and the people that are going to, be dedicated.
Yeah.
The people that are going to do what you tell them to do.
Mhm.
If they're, so yeah, so that was something that we were talking about. And I said, what I learned is that if you want something, you'll find a way to get it.
Yeah.
And that's
Absolutely.
what we all do.
Yep. Like I
You
was
think about situations in your life where you really wanted something, like you wanted to get a car. You might not have thought you were able to do it, but you did it. You got a car.
Yeah.
And
when I was going through all of that, I was like, I want to become a health coach. I want to start this process and start this journey to help others. And I made it happen. Like I found a program that fit with my budget, I did it. And it was the catalyst to get like I can do this. So I just kept going and kept working on myself. And now here I am.
That's so exciting. That is so exciting.
I look back at where I was and I'm like, wow. Just wow. Like it's almost scary to think where I would still be if I didn't make all those changes back then. It's scary to think about it. And my best friend will tell you that because they were in the trenches with me. They were right there. Like, yeah.
And that's a blessing already right there.
Mm-hmm.
Because a lot of times we have to go places that our people can't go.
Yeah.
And sometimes it's difficult. Sometimes it's hard. Mm-hmm. But you have to make those decisions because that where you gotta go.
Mm-hmm.
You get the vision and you have to, this is where I have to go. Mm-hmm. I would love it for you to come with me. And if you can, great. If you can't, great.
Oh yeah. They were there from the beginning and they're still here now. Like they're going to be with me.
That's a blessing.
They're my girls. My girls. I just
That's
love
a blessing.
them.
I'm telling you.
Yeah.
All right. Well, share with the people where they can connect with you so that, when they're ready to reach out, because do you also help people like online as well?
So it's mostly in person at the gym. I do have a Facebook page. It's called Greta Grip on Your Health.
Oh, okay.
Right. A friend of mine suggested that when I was starting to, I was like, I need a business page. So I asked for suggestions and a friend suggested that. I'm like, that's brilliant.
It's
right. I said, you're going to
because it's going to make people look.
Yeah. Yeah. So that's my Facebook page. And then you can find me on Facebook. Also, my profile is public. So it's just Greta Kephart. And then you can link up with me on there and I can get you all the information with regards to the health and wellness stuff. If you're looking for recommendations for nutrition, fitness, all that too.
That is what's up. I'm so excited. This has been amazing as usual. And I say this about every single interview that I do, but I have had such an amazing time. It's been fun. It's also been educational. And I am so grateful, Greta, that you decided to stop by and hang out with me today.
Having me. Yes. I was so excited when you asked. I was like, yay.
Yes. I'm telling you, it's been amazing. Because I think I've been doing this about 2 years now. So it's been amazing the people that I've gotten to interview and spoken with, because it's like, people ask me what kind of audience I have. I said, well, I just found out that I have people from 20 to 60 or 30 to 60 or something like that. And I was like, okay, that's good. I said, because I interview all kinds of people. I interview young people. I think I had a girl, the youngest one that I had was 19 years old. And it was so nice and so amazing. And she was such a good little guest. Mm-hmm. And then I have had people that were even older, older than me. And that was fun too. So I was like, you know what? I love that. Men, women, everybody, every type of gender, all that. And I think that's just so much fun. So I just want to tell you, thank you so much for coming on, Greta. Thank you guys for watching or listening, wherever it is that you are, experiencing this podcast. Thank you so much for joining us. And we will definitely be back on again. I probably will have to have Greta again because I really want to talk about some more stuff, but we ran out of time.
I will be more than happy to come back. Absolutely.
Yes, definitely. So I'm going to put you on my list of return guests because definitely I laughed. I said, I got a list now that I'm starting with, people I want to bring back because I'm actually going to be doing a TV show as well. So that's going to be amazing too. And it's going to be just like this. So
awesome.
Yes, ma'am. So you'll see how to find Greta. If you're looking for her, she's amazing. Check out her page. Her details will also be in the description of the video or the audio, wherever you are listening or watching this at. So thank you so much for hanging out with us. And we're going to go now. We'll talk soon. Bye now.
Bye.
I know you've been blown away with the amazing value here today. Now go out and inspire the planet. And be sure to send us a message when you're ready to come talk about it on Straight Outta Savannah, Talking with Tammi.